Welcome back to episode 4. And this time we thought a little bit differently, because in this episode we wanted to still take a little step back to the double materiality assessment. And why are we doing so? Because in our analysis, through this whole journey with next year projects on the CSRD, we've seen that the biggest blockages are around this double materiality assessment. So that's why I want to take you through the steps what that double materiality assessment actually looks like. And all with all as well look at how does the future look like of the CSRD? Is the CSRD only that one element that we're looking at, or is there more to come? So let me start with the double materiality assessment. This double materiality assessment is just a very long way to go. It takes approximately 4 to 5 months to really go through this whole materiality assessment. Why is it so long? It's because we have to define if from this approximately 1200 data points, how many of these data points are actually valid for yourself. So if we take it through the different steps, which you're used to with me, we're going to go through first step 1 is actually define from these 1200 data points. Through different analysis in your industry, defining all the different risks, etc., we need to define exactly how many of these 1200 data points are valid for you. So we can already get a couple of these data points out, which gets us to approximately 900 data points. That is what we call a long list. So from the long list, then it's getting serious, because from the long list we have defined very quickly from 1200 to 900 data points. And then, of course, from the long list, then we need to go step by step which data point we're going to exclude and which data point we're going to keep. And you need to constantly prove and explain why. So from this long list, so we have approximately 900, we're going to do an IRO analysis. IRO stands for Impact, Risk and Opportunity Analysis. This has come very late into the regulation, but it's the most important and the most complex version of the double materiality assessment. So what we're going to do here is that we're going to define all these impacts that you have on the planet and that the planet has on you. All the risks also, same thing, and the opportunities. And this is not just a couple of risks and opportunities. There's a very long analysis that you need to do here. So I really want to make you aware that we've seen, unfortunately, people coming to 5 data points, but this is not possible. So from the long list, we hopefully get to 500 data points because we did that IRO analysis. We had the voice of the stakeholder, different stakeholders. That means that we've talked to your suppliers, we've talked to your clients, we've talked to your board, your shareholders, and different stakeholders in the company. All these voices are absolutely crucial. And you of course have to ask all different questions because everybody has a different view on the organization and has a different view on the planet. That's why you come back at the end to that shortlist, which is these 500 data points, that will be crucial for you. Because these data points will be essential for the coming 3 to 5 years. So that's why this is the moment to involve your management or the CFO. A lot of people say to me often, is this a CFO journey? No, it's not a CFO journey. But it's definitely a moment where the CFO needs to sign off and needs to define if these are the data points that we want to stand for. Because yes, it has a big impact. You don't have the liberty next year to say, oh, I don't like this data point anymore, I'm not going to measure it anymore. So that's why it's so crucial to make this decision carefully with your management team, your shareholders, and the different stakeholders. When we're done with this, I just want to make you aware of 2 elements. Don't forget your audit trail on the double materiality assessment. So what are all the steps you've taken? The process check. Track all the processes that you've been going through because the auditor will go through the process because he can't understand how you've been through a double materiality assessment. So please be aware of that. And last but not least, of course, make your materiality matrix. And that matrix will, of course, go one-on-one into your management report to sketch, of course, where all the different data points and categories, of course, lie. So all with all, what do you hear me saying? The double materiality just takes a long time. It just takes very rigorous work. And of course, a lot of decision making, because what data points will be important for you. And when it comes to future, again, the future is bright. Yes, this is a baseline that we set for ourselves, because based on this baseline and this framework, we know once and for all who is on the sustainable pathway and who isn't. So all with all, I don't want you to forget, which is the last point of this episode, is that there's more to the CSRD. As you know from the EU Green Deal, there are many more regulations in place that are of course already being relevant for you now. We have the EUDR next year, the Deforestation Act, we have the Packaging Act, we have the Digital Act, and we have many more acts coming our way. So please be aware that this is not the only element to focus on. But what I know for sure is that the CSRD englobes all these regulations in one and all has an impact on all the different regulations. So don't see this as a really one-time exercise. See this as a continuity and as a baseline that you set to your company.